I've done both improv and sketch. I've taken improv and sketch classes and performed live and on film in both. I love all comedy. I think that's what's the best part about creativity in general, is just each one informs itself. Part of the grind of a comedian is you're still doing open mics, but comedy is a language and you have to be on stage to exercise it, and the more you're on stage, the better you get, the more fluent you get at comedy. So I've been doing it a little over 9 years now, but it's all been the same mission since the beginning, that I wanted to create universal comedy. Since I started, I wanted to make sure I created comedy that I could do at a church, that I do at a bar, that I do at a college, that I do at a corporate event, that I do at a strip club. I have performed at a strip club for chicken wings, and I won the competition and lost respect of my family. Over time, just like any other skill you do, you just get better and more proficient at it. But I have by no means mastered comedy. It's a lifelong. You'll hear comedians like 20, 30 years in who are still saying, you know, I think I'm starting to figure this out. Getting paid. If you're doing comedy to get paid, do something else. You get paid in stage time. I've driven 12 hours one way for $100. That's probably the biggest obstacle comedians face early on, but it's also something with comedy, you want to make sure you have something worth getting paid to do. You don't want to get paid $200 to do this show that then you never get rebooked to do because you're not ready. So it's time, and getting paid is the biggest hurdle. Getting stage time can be a hurdle as well. It's one of those things you kind of have to pay your dues as you go along, but it's all earned. Comedy always takes care of you. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to, and me personally, like I did a show in Asheville for a certain amount of money, and then that week, my car broke down. Like the alternator pooped out, and that was just enough money to pay to replace that. The comedy scene in Atlanta is the booming scene of the country right now. A lot of these comedians you're seeing on television right now are from Atlanta, or a lot of these shows you're seeing on TV right now are being written by comedians from Atlanta. There's shows every night of the week. You can perform multiple times a week. We have several clubs. In most cities, maybe like they have one. We have, I think, 4. But beyond just the clubs, there's independent shows that are run nightly. It's kind of a melting pot of creativity going on here in the city. Whether it is, you know, the tech space here in Atlanta is like booming right now. A lot of people are coming here for the tech. The art world in general is booming. There's a lot of startups happening here. I think the city itself has a lot of positive momentum. Pretty much every brewery in the city has a show right now, so I would say go to those. Any of the clubs, Uptown is the oldest, most historic urban club in the country. Punchline is one of the oldest comedy clubs in general in the country. Laughing Skull right now is probably one of the most well-respected comedy clubs in the country. Like people trap. Dave Chappelle like comes through there. So many. Tiffany Haddish was just yet there. As far as like independent shows go, I would say any brewery. The one I'd probably recommend the most would be the last Saturday of every month. There's a show called Comedy the Game Show, hosted by Joel Byars. We'll be there at last Saturday of every month, 5 p.m. Come on out. See comedians competing for a prize. There's audience giveaways, sponsors. If you'd like to sponsor, please DM me, my manager, aka wife. And really, you could take your pick on the best shows, you know. But in general, whichever one you pick, you're gonna have a good time. Especially at the game show, hosted by me. I'm Joel Byars. You probably already forgot. Most of comedy, what I've learned, and what I've learned from interviewing so many people, is your network. The comedians you meet are the ones that are really going to find the most work for you. So you can't have an agent and a manager, get opportunities that way, but most of your opportunities are going to come from other comics you've met. So really, no, I'm independent, I'm unrepresented. I'm trying to Chance the Rapper this-ish. But it's all been pretty much other comics just saying, hey, I have this gig, would you like to do it? Or it's a referral. It's really all come from just being in the right place, the right time, and just being top of mind, and being funny. So many comedians complain, oh, I'm not getting booked. I was like, well, why aren't you funnier? You know, it's like, put the funny first. Anyway, comics, if you're not funny, don't try to get booked yet. Just get good first. That's it.